hope it doesn't. That would be bad.
Fucking get it. Okay, welcome back to episode number 43 of the Odd Topic Podcast. I got another special guest for you guys today. His name's Teshonne. Say hello.
Hello. What's going on, people? What's going on?
What's goody? So, I want to know what your thoughts was, about like that Lions game last night, bro.
That game, I don't even start on the game last night. That's just a whole different. I mean, it was a good game. Two teams battled out. You could obviously tell that both teams were really good. Mm-hmm. It's just, I think giving credit to the line, they came back and they showed us from the last time when we were at Lambeau, hey, we're dogs. We're gonna,
Didn't they beat them by like fucking like 10 or like 20 or something?
Yeah, I think it was like either 10 or 20 when it was at Lambeau. But I mean, the Lions are a good team. They obviously brought more aggression to the game. The Packers, I mean, credit to them with all the injuries that happened last night. Credit to them. They really did show that, they're still a team a dangerous team.
They're still a threat. The Packers are really 100%. Good.
I mean, I don't know what Coach LaFleur did at halftime. I don't know if any of you guys caught that where he like full on dead sprinted to the locker room.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know what he said, but the boys came back and they fired. I mean, there was a couple calls in there that were iffy.
Yeah,
I won't lie. The Amon-Ra St. Brown catch, that was obviously an OPI for sure. The holding on Nixon that almost sacked Goff, that was another one.
That was crazy.
I don't know why they called OPI on Christian Watson. He was obviously trying to get out of his way.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a design like pick play. Like in football, some coaches do design that to be a pick so that that guy gets open. But that wasn't obviously a pick.
Dude, Christian Watson, bro, he is definitely like the future for you guys.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, 100%.
He's a dog, bro.
When he gets going, he's good. I mean, he had a couple of drops the last couple of weeks that were iffy. I mean, they were here, and it's like you look at the film, and it's like his face mask, this is face mask, the thing gets caught, and he's doing this number. I mean, I'm trying to replicate it with my hands here, but, like, it's tough. I mean, Watson, he's been healthy this year, so I think he's going to be a good threat for us going on forward with the season.
Do you think you guys missed Devontae, or do you think it was worth getting rid of him?
That's tough, because there's times where I watch the games and I'm like, if Jordan Love had Devontae and he just threw a nice back shoulder fade to him, that would be amazing. But overall, I think it was good that we moved on from him because it gave these guys a chance to bloom. I mean, look at the room. It's Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, dog, Jaden Reed, dog, Dontavian Wicks, Bo Melton, Samori Torre, if he's still there. I haven't heard of much of him this season. And then you got those guys on the practice squad that they're really eating it up. I mean, everyone's going to get a chance. We have no true number one. I won't be – I'll be real. We have no true number one. You have the game plan for everybody. I mean, Jaden Reed was a little quiet last night. I mean, zero catches. Zero
crazy.
Targets, 0 yards. Yet he went on the St. Brown's podcast. So watch when I go to Detroit.
I'm
going to cook y'all.
He's like, I'm going to make some noise.
Yeah.
0 catches, 0 yards, nothing.
I mean, looking at the game last night, if I could pull up the All-22 film, there was obviously opportunities to hit Jaden Reed, but the Lions were sending everybody last night. They were playing a lot of 0, and they were playing a lot of 1 and 2 looks.
Yeah.
And they threw a couple of different variations in there, but usually they sent, if the box was filled, they were sending like 4 to 5 guys every play.
And I thought like the dumbest thing that the Lions did was going for it on 4th and 1.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That last play was so dumb. I was literally yelling at the TV, bro. Like,
I mean, they still
got
it.
But still, that's the most dumbest shit you could possibly do.
Exactly. That shouldn't have been a 4th and 1. Let's be real here. It should have been a 4th and 1 with the OPI that Amon-Ra had on Keyshawn Nixon. That should have drove it back like 15 yards. It should have been a 57-yard field goal to try and take the lead with, I don't know how much time was left on it. I think it was like a minute and some time.
Yeah.
Minute and some change on the clock. But, it is what it is. The refs, we can't. I'm not get into that. Like, it's hurting my brain thinking about the referees this season.
Man, it's bad every year, man.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Every year. Like,
I mean, every year it's something new. Last year it was like the Chiefs. This year it's still the Chiefs. Man. It's still the Chiefs. And now, I mean, a lot of people on Twitter are saying the Lions are involved. But usually it's the Chiefs with the refs. And it used to be Brady. Every year it used to be Brady.
Yeah. Now I kind of appreciate Brady now.
Yeah.
I kind of miss him.
I mean, being 100 feet away from him, you realize, oh, man, that man is something. He's tall. He's tall. And, like, his presence when Tom Brady was on, when I did field security for the 49ers game, Tom Brady, his presence alone, you could feel Brady was near you.
Yeah.
Based on the way people were, the body language and the way people were gathering at the gates and the fence of Lambeau, at least in that north end. Was it north end zone? I think it's north end zone. Yeah, the north end zone. You could tell that Brady was around.
Yeah, that is crazy, man.
Hearing everyone yell, Brady, Brady, Brady. It's like, okay, we get it.
Man, it's just a person at the end of the day, man.
Exactly.
Nothing too crazy. But that is sick that you could, physically see him, though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's unreal.
Kittle, all those guys were down there.
There's a bunch of, celebrities that come to the Packer games all the time. I hear that, Lil Wayne's, a big fan, the Packers. He's always there.
Yeah, I didn't see him last game.
No. There was this one time, I think it was, a couple years back. He was, in the opposite elevator of me. He was, in the atrium and shit.
Okay.
And I was so mad because I was in the one next to it. I'm like, come on. And he had a huge ass group around him. It was a bunch of girls and shit. I'm like, god damn, dude.
What was it?
I don't know. He was just a bunch of random girls and shit.
I heard Chris Stapleton was there this year. Allegedly, Chris Stapleton was there singing the anthem. Man, they said there was a famous country singer, and I kind of went, and as I was moving my next post, I looked in there. And I looked around, and I was like, that looks like Stapleton. Long hair, the beard. I was like, it's got to be Chris Stapleton. And I never got confirmation who it was. That's the thing.
I didn't even get a chance to look at the halftime show that they had.
Oh, me either. I was in the break room that I've newly discovered, and I got hot chocolate.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Dude, there's something about, Lambeau's food that is so good, bro. The cheese
100%.
curds, bro. I didn't even know they had cheesecake, the last game.
Yep.
For one slice of cheesecake, bro, it's $14.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah. Some of the people I work security with, they paid $15 for chicken tenders, fries, and a soda and some candy.
Bro, that's insane.
$15.
Freaking stupid, bro.
A beer is $10.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what size you get, it can range from 10 to $12 or 10. I think it's 10 to $18 if I'm not mistaken.
Damn.
Depending on what you get.
And I work in the club section over there, which is all the freaking rich people and crap. And
the fourth floor.
Yeah, the fourth floor. Where cause Lambeau's a big area where not all of it's enclosed. The whole thing's freaking.
You're outside.
Yeah, you're outside the whole stadium.
Even on the fourth floor, there's places on the fourth floor where it's standing only, and you're outside. You're up here and you're looking down here, and you can see everything.
Dude, when it's December or some shit, it is so cold, bro. The wind hitting your face, icicle boogers and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh yeah.
It is so bad. I do not miss working the freaking concession stands at all, bro.
I gotta say, my first year working security, it's fun. I love it. It's a blast.
I bet it is.
Oh yeah.
What is the craziest thing that you had to report to over there? Was there a lot of drunk people that you had to deal with, or
usually it's drunk people? One game, a couple games ago, there was a guy. I was sitting there. I got food because naturally you gotta eat to keep your body going. So I'm waiting on one of my buddies to give me some food because he's like, oh, I'll hook you up, and he did. Shout out to him. But I was waiting there, and some guy runs up to me and a couple other security guards. And goes, hey, yeah, there's some guy beating the shit out of this lady.
Oh my god!
In, the area to walk to where you go to get to your seats, right there in the concourse area. The section, that's what it is. We're looking for a section. I'm like, wait, hold on. What are you saying? He's like, yeah, some guy's beating the shit out of this lady over there. So I run over there. Me and all these other security guards charge over there, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to figure out where it's at. They found the guy.
They found him?
Yeah, they found the guy. Turns out he's beating the shit out of his cousin.
Oh my god!
And I'm going to the event staff guy that's in the red vest, and I go, hey, what's going on? Some guy just came up to us and said there's a guy beating some lady. He's like, no, these two guys are getting in a physical altercation. So luckily I had a radio, so I called it into our dispatch, because security has a dispatch center that's also coexistent with everybody else who's there. So I called to them like, hey, we got two guys fighting. They're going down they're going down the Oneida
Gate?
No, I think it's the Bell and Health. The Bell and Health gate, yeah. The elevators where the Bell and Health gate is, the elevator's there to take it down to the gate. And I go, hey, yeah, there's two guys. They're absolutely pummeling each other. Can we get cops to meet him there?
Damn.
Well, 2 security guards took off and they charged that way, and I was like, wait, they don't have a radio. How are they going to let them know what they look like? I gave a description. I was like, I gave a description, a good description of the people, and I was like, how are you going to find them if, like, how are you going to call the dispatch to let them know, like, hey, we're down here?
Dude, just tackles the wrong guy.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, me and like 2 other security guards are out there looking. We're looking over the balcony like this, like, oh yeah, we see them right. We see the cops get in there, and we see 2 yellow vests. And we're like, all right, that's our people.
Oh
and then
God.
the event staff people that are working the elevators, they were coming at us like, oh, why couldn't you do this? Why couldn't you do that? I can't put hands on people.
Exactly.
I physically can't put hands on people. I can step between you, and that's about it. I can't put hands on you. And I was telling the other event staff like, hey, my job, I can't put hands on. That's police officers. Police officers can put hands. I can't. And then we got down there, and then I met up with some of my other security buddies, and they said some guy that fit the description got tackled by the police or something.
God damn.
Or he got arrested. And then I heard from the other security guards that were down there that the cops pulled the taser on some guy. They pulled the taser out, and then like the whole group scrammed, and they caught one of the guys that was fighting. Allegedly caught the guy that was fighting, or one of them.
Do you think like if you get arrested at a game, you're just like banned for life?
Yeah. 100%,
Really?
100% you're banned.
Damn, you gotta get like a fine too or something.
I mean, shout out to Matt LaFleur calling out that one guy last night in his post-game press conference. Like, I mean, security, usually anywhere else I go, security's on top of that. I don't know where their security was, because that guy, he was supposed to do the waving of the flag, and that guy, obviously, he was chirping he was chirping the boys, and then he was trying to talk some mad shit to LaFleur, and LaFleur.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
the clip that's going all over Instagram. LaFleur, I think, told him to shut the fuck up, and he's like, "Get this fucker out of here." And then
there was just like a crazy ass Lions fan, just like talking shit to the Packers coach for some reason. I'm like, bro, damn, it's not that deep. It's not.
I don't know if you can insert the clip of that one in editing, but if you can insert the clip, just like insert it like right here.
I don't even know how to do that yet, but that would be sick as fuck.
Yeah. That I saw that clip as soon as I started watching the game, because I got home late last night, so I was like I was running some errands. I got back, the game kicked on, and I scrolled through Instagram as I usually do before the game, like Instagram, see who's out. I see this clip going around. It's like LaFleur. It goes, Coach Matt LaFleur losing his shit on some fan, and I'm like, what is this? So I click on it, and then you read the lip sync, and it's like you hear "shut the fuck up," and then you hear "get the fuck out of here," "get him the fuck out of here," and then
Bro, at the end of the day, it's not that deep. It's not.
I can tell you, if you charge the few of that Lambo, you're gonna get tackled by like 10 different people. That's how it's gonna go. You're not getting out of that one.
Dude, the only thing like I'm surprised that did not happen this year is like seeing like streakers on the field.
Oh yeah.
Every single year I work at the stadium, there's always at least one streaker.
Oh yeah.
It's always in the wintertime.
Yep.
Always in the wintertime. I don't get it.
I worked field security for the Colts game, or was it the Colts game? No, the Vikings game.
Vikings game?
Because Aaron Jones almost ran into me.
Oh shit! Okay.
I was hoping I'd get hit just to get a hug from the man. I mean, the amount of stuff he did for the city of Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean,
y'all did him dirty.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Y'all did him dirty.
Moves. I don't know about those off-season moves, but I mean, I wish we could have saw a Jacobs Jones back.
Y'all fumbled in the first. What was it like? Y'all had the best duo for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
When you signed Josh Jacobs, and also
we had Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, and then we had what's his name, Emmanuel Wilson. Yeah, we had Emmanuel Wilson too.
And y'all fumbled.
We had a good running back room, and then it's like Josh Jacobs signs with the Packers.
That was sick.
It went. The thing that I was looking for was Xavier McKinney. It went Xavier McKinney to the Packers, 4 years, X amount of money.
Yeah.
And then Josh Jacobs, 4 years, X amount of money. And it was like, okay, we have a good duo. Okay. 20 minutes later, breaking, Packers release Aaron Jones.
Bro, I know you were pissed off about that shit.
I was kind of heated.
Dude, I was laughing so hard when that shit happened.
But at the same time, I mean...
Josh Jacobs is a dog, bro.
He's a dog.
He's a dog, bro.
He had 2-3 tugs last night? Bro. I think 2. I think he had like 2 tugs last night. He should have had 3 if that pass would have stood. The alleged Watson OPI. Alleged. That would have stood as another touchdown. Would have been a second. career catching touchdown, which would have been nice.
Y'all literally freed that man from the poverty franchise that is the Raiders.
I mean, the Raiders, I heard yesterday through ESPN, Adam Schefter, and like those guys that the Raiders allegedly wanted to keep Jacobs, but I mean, look at his career. I mean, he hasn't been injured yet. He hasn't been injured yet. You look at all of his track record in Vegas, or what used to be Oakland, now Vegas. It'll always be Oakland for me.
Yeah, Sam. It sounds stupid, Las Vegas
You look
Raiders.
at his track record. I mean, he was injured almost every season. He was a 1,000-yard rusher. He hit the mark yesterday. So shout out Jacobs. He hit the threshold yesterday. So
man, oh man, and man, I don't know. Man, the Packers are crazy, man.
I mean, I think they're going to be a threat this year in the playoffs. They will be a threat.
I honestly think they'll get maybe to the divisional round. I'm just being generous.
I mean, I think we'll make it to the championship game.
Really?
I think we will.
Okay, say like they play like the Eagles.
The Eagles, I think we win that rematch.
Really?
I think we do.
You think they can stop Saquon?
I think if we get everybody back healthy, I think we win that rematch. I mean, we have Jair out.
Yeah.
We just lost Evan Williams. He has a concussion, allegedly.
Yeah.
But like, if we get those guys back, I think we can make a deep run. I know that team can, based on what I saw last year from that team and how they carried over this year, I think they can make a deep run.
Y'all really did kick the Cowboys' ass last year. That was freaking funny, bro.
I mean, that's that viral song, that one guy made.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could definitely make a run. If we go to the playoffs, I think first round. I think the Lions are getting a bye first round.
Yeah, I think.
So I think either we're probably on the road. I don't know if we'll be home. We'll see with the next couple weeks.
If y'all play the Vikings first round, you're definitely winning that.
Yeah.
The Vikings are, a joke, honestly. I don't care that their record's really good. I think they're like 10-2, 10-3.
10-3, I think.
10-3.
10-3, because the Lions just went to 12-1, I think.
Yeah.
And then they're 10-3. We're 9-4, I think.
Yeah, 9-4. Yeah.
9-4.
It's still a great record, though.
Yeah, the Bears are just
dog shit.
Bears.
Dog shit. They have a better future. I was telling my buddy earlier that the Bears have a great future right now. They just fired their coach.
I mean, you got to find someone that'll mesh well with Caleb Williams, because that's
he's good.
That's your franchise guy right there. Caleb Williams is your franchise guy.
He's actually really good. Pretty good rookie year. You know?
I mean, he's got a couple 100-yard games under his belt, a couple good passing touchdowns, a couple highlight reel plays. I like it.
You still have Keenan Allen, even though he's towards the end of his career.
He's on the back nine, I'd say.
Yeah. Don't they got DJ Moore?
Yeah, they got DJ Moore.
He hasn't been doing shit all year. Just saying that because he's on my fantasy team. He's dog shit. Dog shit. Every time I start this man, he doesn't get shit. He gets maybe 10 points for me tops. And then when I bench him, he gets like 40.
Yeah, it's weird with fantasy this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I had Jaden Reed starting yesterday, 0 points. The week before, he had 20 points. Christian Watson, I put on my bench because I'm like, I don't know if Christian Watson can perform. 14 points for me.
I don't get it.
It's weird.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs, 28 points. Whoever has Josh Jacobs, 28.8 points.
I have Jahmyr Gibbs on my team, bro. Man.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm still 6-7.
Oh,
how does that happen?
I don't want to talk about my fantasy record right now. Let's just say I'm back like 3 games.
I have
I've only won maybe 4 games this season in fantasy. In all 4 leagues I'm in, 4 games. The record's the same.
I have like one of the best running backs on my team. I'm still losing. I have that dude on the Falcons, Robinson. I don't know.
Bijan Robinson.
I have him, and I have J.K. Dobbins, but he just got hurt, so I'm doomed.
I had to put J.K. on my IR list.
He was averaging 20 plus every game, bro.
Yeah, I just picked up the Browns running back, that Brown guy, C. Brown.
What? Chubbs get hurt again?
Oh no, sorry, the Bengals.
Bengals,
yeah,
Bengals.
C. Brown. I picked him up. I don't know. He was projected 19 points, so it was like...
Well, he must be good.
He must be good. I mean, he's projected 19 points, and my running back right now was either going to be Aaron Jones or one of the other running backs is supposed to project 3 points. And I was like, I don't know how Aaron Jones is going to do this week, so I was like, I'm going to put him on the bench because he didn't produce many points for me last game, so... He's like, you know what, I'll put him on the bench. We'll see what happens with this Brown guy.
And like, so like for the next topic, right? I brought you on like for the the podcast is I want to know your perspective on like the West High football team, like when you played.
When I played,
because I played there, for my freshman year, just for a couple games because it just wasn't it.
Yeah,
honestly, wasn't it. They haven't won a game I think since like the 90s, maybe like 1992 when we were there.
They won a couple games this year.
Yeah, this past year, maybe like last year, they started actually finally winning games.
Oh yeah,
but like we were terrible. We were so bad, dude.
Didn't win a game all 4 of my years there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we won one.
Yeah, one.
We won one, and that was my junior year when I did not play.
I think it was against like some team I never heard of. I think Grafton or something.
Something like that.
Some bum ass city that no one.
City in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. We'll put it that way.
We beat
Farm Boys.
That we beat.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That's how bad we were. We lost to East 70-0. I remember that. I remember that game. Yeah. I attended that game. That was pretty fucking fun.
Oh man, my playing time at West. So I played my freshman year. Played JV. Mm-hmm. And then they had said, we might have you guys suit up for varsity. There was only one player that suited up. I didn't play sophomore year. I didn't play junior year.
Okay.
They did a lot of coaching changes in those 2 years. And I was focused on my education because I won't lie to you, I had bad grades.
Me too.
I was terrible. I was terrible my freshman year. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to focus on grades. I did decide, I was like, yeah, I'll play at the end of the junior year, but I couldn't play because they were in the last 2 games, and I decided that I wanted to play. Mm-hmm. So I waited too long. But then I played senior year, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, leading up to it, when Saharsky came in, I was like, okay, I can buy into the culture that he's trying to bring. He was trying to bring the RPO offense from Oregon. Mm-hmm. So it was like Oregon was certain run plays. Duck was opposite.
Yeah.
And it was all inside zone or outside zone.
Mm-hmm.
Very limited passing.
It was so weird. Like, West High was basically just running.
Yeah.
And we didn't kick field goals at all. Did not kick a single field goal.
We brought the soccer boys in. I remember we brought the soccer boys in. Daniel was our kicker. Mm-hmm. Daniel and Sam were our kickers. Samuel and Daniel were our kickers. And they quit because we wouldn't kick field goals. We had opportunities to kick, and we wouldn't kick field goals. We'd go for it on fourth. We'd turn it over. It's like, all right, 3 out. And then senior year, I played both ways of the ball. So I going into the season, there was a quarterback competition. It was me, Jack, Harley, and then Saharsky threw Damien in there because he was a baseball guy, so he could throw all different angles. And then it was me and Jack, Jack, Harley, and Trey. Because Trey was there. He was a freshman. He was there. No JV team my senior year in 19. No JV team. And then the final cut was Jack, Trey, me, Damien, Harley or Damien. All 5 of us were in that mix somewhere in the depth chart. Mm. Jack and Trey got most of the time. Jack started, and we did pretty good. He got a couple deep balls down there to Damien.
Damien was actually pretty good, not gonna lie.
You could see, I'd be on the sidelines. I was a tight end. I moved to tight end. It was me and Jefferson at tight end. And
dude, Jefferson is like freaking nature, bro. He's so freaking tall.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that dude was like 23 as like a freaking freshman, bro. I'm like...
there was plays where coach would go to Jack and be like, this is the route, throw it to Jefferson, he'll catch it. Dude he should have been, honestly, I think he should have been like first team all conference. Mm-hmm. But that team was built with dogs. I mean,
dude, I think
we couldn't score the first couple games, but towards the latter half of the season, I know I missed like 5 games of concussion.
Damn.
Because I had a muscle injury with between my calf and my ham towards the bottom of that, towards like that ACL area. Mm-hmm. So they put an ace bandage on. I remember how I got concussed a little bit.
Yeah.
They put an ace bandage on me, and they said, all right, this is how it's going to go. You're going to have the bandage on. They might target you because Xavier was known for targeting.
Yeah, crazy.
Allegedly, from the tape we watched, and the stuff that we heard from different teams, that Xavier targeted your injuries. If you had bandages or everything, they target you.
And Xavier, for people that don't know this team, they were maybe top 3 in the whole state. Honestly, they were crazy. Them and Kimberly, because Kimberly went undefeated for maybe 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Kimberly's were dogs. They were big dogs. one of the coaches that we had going into the season was Kimberly. He graduated from Kimberly. He's like, yeah, those dudes, they're built different.
They are
built
different.
If you want to, honestly, like if I'm a head coach, I want to kind of philosophically build it around that Kimberly culture. That's how I'd want to do it.
They are nuts.
Just the way those they're dogs, and there's a reason why they won state so many years in a row.
So many, like 4 or 5 years in a row.
Yeah. But like going back to my playing time, I played both ways of the ball. So I played defensive end / hybrid linebacker. So my sign for me to go was always this, or it was always blood. It was either the head tap for free or this for blood. So I'd look over the sideline. And I'll never forget the coach that I had, Coach Allen. He had his fingers blown off in an accident. So he had like this nub, and he'd just do this. He'd yell over. He'd yell over. We were like, we thought that happened in the war, but he told us it was like an accident or something like that.
Oh my God!
But that I digress. But he's like, he'd look over, and he'd yell my name, Teshonne, and he'd do this, and I'm like, all right, cool. That means I'm going every play I was going. Or if he did like. He had another signal for me, and if he did like a different signal, that'd mean, all right, I'm dropping back into coverage. I was like essentially like a Preston Smith trying to guard Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
But most of the time, he told me every time I go hit the quarterback, show the quarterback you mean business. So it'd be if I got thrown in a tight end going towards like the end of a drive, and then it goes right to defense, I was not coming off that field regardless. I don't know what just dropped, but
it's probably phone or some shit.
Probably. I would not come off that field.
What he's basically trying to say is that, if you played for West, you were overly overworked.
Yeah.
Like, even before games.
The numbers were insane. Like, we had nobody.
Yeah,
I went to one game this year. And they had numbers. They had legit numbers.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see that there's so many kids playing.
Well, because they have a new field, they have a new weight room, everything.
Everything's brand. Why didn't we get that when we played?
Why didn't we get all this fancy shit when we were there?
We got all this other stuff, and they get all this new stuff. And
as soon as when we leave, that's when they get the good shit. I don't get it.
I mean, I'm happy for them. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that those kids are getting what they deserve.
Yeah, and they're finally winning games.
Exactly.
Finally.
It's going to be exciting to see what happens this upcoming season with West, because I think that they can really compete. I think if you get the right pieces in the right places, you can really compete. I know their offensive coordinator, TJ, I played semi-pro with him. That guy's a dog. He's a book. Like, you can ask him any question in football, and he'll be able to answer for you. So if they can retain TJ as their offensive coordinator, oh my God, that team. You get the right quarterback in there, you get the right running back and receivers in there. Yeah, have fun. Have fun with those guys. They're dogs.
But the one thing I'm going to say is that you'll never see West High go to state in our lifetime. Just saying that. It's not going to happen.
You know what? I'm going to contradict.
It's not going to happen.
I think so.
It's not going to happen.
I think maybe when we hit our late 60s, 70s, or 80s, maybe.
Nah, there's no...
I think if they really dig down deep, I think they could do it.
I don't think so, man. I really don't.
I mean,
I don't think there's a chance.
It took us all the way up until we played, not East, but the game after East, my senior year. It took all the way up to there when we went on our home stand. We had all home games the rest of the year. It took up until the game after East week when I returned from concussion for us to actually score some damn points.
Damn.
Yeah. Like the homecoming game, we were only down a touchdown. We were literally down almost a touchdown.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we were down a touchdown. Like usually because I did band all 4 years, so it would be like if my freshman year, if I wasn't playing, I was out there doing marching band stuff, right? So it'd be like, okay, we know we can go get concessions and everything because we're not going to score points. Yeah. We knew that freshman year. We knew that sophomore year. And then junior year, when we actually won a game, it was like, we're all getting concessions like, Sawyer, the man, Gregory Sawyer, man.
Oh, my God.
That guy. Like, your West Wildcats just scored a touchdown. It's like, oh, shit, I'm getting like nachos. Now I got to run back and get to my instrument and play school song. Dude. And then senior year, the band, we kept telling, because a bunch of us who played football were in band. A couple of us were like, hey, this year, be by your instruments. We're going to score some points this year. Yeah. It might not be, it might not be, when you're expecting it, but we're going to score some points. And we sure enough did. We scored points. I mean, We lost to West De Pere like 80-something to nothing.
They're pretty good. They're a good school.
Trey broke the record for like the longest school punt.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
I was in protocol for that because it went Xavier.
Okay.
And then we played another team on the road.
Yep.
I think it went Xavier, West De Pere.
Yep.
And then we went to Shawano.
Okay.
And then we played another team. And then we played East. So I was the ball guy. I was the ball boy.
Ball boy.
Yeah. I think we had one home game in that. I think we had one home game in between there. Because I remember running around with the towel. I had a towel because it was wet. So I'd go around and the guys were like, hey, can you dry my hands off? So I just take the towel and I dry their hands off. But all right, go out there and have fun. Or like, we had one guy I think that had a visor for medical reasons. I wiped his visor off.
Shit.
But I was the guy that went through and I pretty much was trying to be a team player and just cheer the boys on.
That's good.
I couldn't do anything. I was concussed. Like, my brain literally got...
Bounced against the skull.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I got knocked out on that. They showed me tape of, like, my concussion.
Damn.
So, the kid that I hit was the kid that hit my knee. He hit my left knee that was bummed.
Yeah.
And he targeted it, because I remember the play exactly. Saharsky called a play where it was like... It was a go, a bang 8, and then another kind of like a slant route, like a 5-yard slant.
Yeah.
And then on the backside, you had me doing a 5-yard out because it was more of like that. It was like a Madden flood play.
Yeah.
For those of you who play Madden, it's like a flood play. So you got everything flooding to like their sideline because we were going from the school was at our back, so we were going towards like the street and everything. And I caught the ball on a 5-yard out and the guy dove at my knee and I was like, okay. I know exactly where he was on kickoff and I was on the front lines too, so I knew where he was in their kickoff formation. I was like, okay, nothing past me, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and kill this kid. Like, I'm gonna try and knock him out.
Yeah.
Funny jokes on him. I got knocked out. And then he had the audacity as I'm on all fours trying to figure out where I'm at.
Yeah.
He had the audacity to be like, you good, bro?
That's fucked
Like,
up.
oh yeah, that's great. That's great. And then the ref said something, and then they said something, and then I felt a hand on my back, and it was Tina, our trainer. She's like, just go down. We have the injury timeout. Just go down.
Yeah.
And like, I don't remember hitting the ground. I remember getting up on my hands and knees, and they asked me all these questions like, so where are you? And it just so happened Colby was walking past me, and I saw the West Wildcats thing. I saw Wildcats on here, so I'm at Green Bay West. What time is it? I was like 8 o'clock, and one of our coaches looked at his watch. He goes, you're just about right, 8 o'clock. You're like a minute off. And then they asked me how to spell my name, and I spelled it wrong twice. yeah, I spelled it wrong twice. Tough. And then that's what gave Tina the indicator I was concussed. And then, like, my irritability, the Xavier fans were behind us cheering.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's not bad. I mean, I can stand them. And then they started really cheering. I'm like, I want to throat punch every single one of those kids. Don't care who they are. I'm throat punching them.
Damn.
And then they had me start stripping on the sidelines. They had me take off my shoulder pads and everything. And
got butt ass naked.
No, not at all. I had my pants on. I had my undershirt on. And, like, all my friends were by the gate, and they're like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm concussed. Like, I was, like, real emotional and everything. I don't remember, but apparently I was real emotional, and they said, all right, you're going to the locker room. Well, I can't get in the locker room, so I had to walk back to the field to get someone to let me into the building.
Damn.
And then I sat there, and I changed. I threw everything in my locker. I slammed my locker shut. I left. I spent 5 weeks in the protocol.
Damn.
Yep, and then
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then I played semi-pro for 2 seasons. I played.
How was that?
That was a different experience.
So where was it at?
Brown County Blackjacks.
Brown County Blackjacks.
Yeah, so we practiced. I don't know if you know where it is over there on the far west side of town, Ashwaubenon. It's like that soccer facility or whatever.
Okay, I heard. Yeah.
So you know where. I'm trying to remember what landmarks are around there. So the reserve center's over there where I go and drill on the weekends.
Okay.
But if you go down to the end of that road and then you bang a right and you bang an immediate left in the parking lot, it's like this soccer facility all the way out there. Indoor soccer facility or indoor field. Yeah. Where the lawn fairies go. That's what we call them when I play. We call them lawn fairies. But we went there and that's where we practiced. So I did my tryout there. And the coach go, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to throw the ball. You kidding me? I want to throw the ball. No one
Okay.
ever gave me a shot to throw the ball.
That's fucked up.
So
That's fucked up.
yeah, dude. No one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I couldn't throw a ball to save my life. Well, I could. I could throw a ball to save my life, but my form was not the best.
It was dog shit?
It was bad.
Dog shit.
It was bad.
It was really bad.
And then, they gave me an opportunity, and I was the backup for a while. So TJ was the starter. I was the backup. And then there was another guy that was in there that didn't really show up to practice every once in a while, but he was also a quarterback.
Okay.
And he was also left-handed, so there's two lefties there. Myself and that guy, and TJ was a righty. So, I mean, I got to do a bunch of quarterback stuff for all the training camp and all of, like, they called it tryouts, and they called it training camp / mini camp.
Yeah.
And then going into the season, we had me jump down. We did a couple practices at the Crest event, or the Crest Center, their little soccer facility for the Phoenix. So we did a couple practices there, and then one of my teammates' dads was the offense coordinator. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna move you." I was like, "Oh, great." He's like, "Don't get me wrong, you're still a quarterback, but we're moving you to receiver because we have two guys there that are capable of doing it. Now, if injury happens, then you're gonna get bumped up in the lineup."
That's fucked up.
So then,
they just try to be nice to you, honestly.
Yeah,
they were trying to.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got to learn a lot from TJ.
They still did you dirty though.
Yeah, that was my rookie year, and we were blowing teams out. Let's put it that way.
Really?
We were blowing teams out.
Y'all were good?
We were that good.
Okay.
Yeah. We blew out the team, the Arctic Blast, and
what a name.
We blew
Arctic
out.
Blast.
Yeah, so we played our first game of the season was in Ripon at Ripon College. We blew that team out.
Okay.
Or we didn't really. I wouldn't say we blew them out per se, but
it was like by 20.
We definitely won by over 10, I believe.
Over 10. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much a
and
fucking
then,
blowout.
We were just winning. We were undefeated for majority of the season. Then we lost a game, and then we lost another game. I think we finished like 7-2.
That's goated. What?
We lost one game mid-season, and we lost our last game of the season.
Damn.
And then we went in the playoffs, and we made it all the way to the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
But there was times where, like, because halfway, I think it was like either the first half of the season, the second half, TJ tore his ACL.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
So he turned in more of the offensive coordinator style role.
Mm-hmm.
So then Josh was our quarterback. Shandon was one of the quarterbacks. And there was times where Peterson, our coach's name was Peterson. So Coach Peterson, I'd be on the sidelines just, right next to him. He's like, "Stay next to me just in case something happens." So Peterson yelled at me a couple of games like, "Hey, get a ball, get warmed up." Okay. So I'm like, "All right, now's my shot to go."
This is it. This is your
and
time.
It's like, "Oh, this is my time." So I'm getting warmed up. And then he's like, "Yeah, we're going to get you in there. You're just going to hand the ball off." I didn't get in at all to hand the ball off.
Dude,
I saw no playing time. I was a teamers guy. I was a teamers guy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have lost my shit.
We did have a specially designed play for me that we ran in practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd line up I won't say the play exactly, but we'll say it's more like the Philly special minus all that motion stuff.
Yeah.
It's the Philly special minus like, the tight end doing the pass or the direct snap to the running back that did a flat pass to the tight end that did a flat pass to the next guy to throw it. So our version of it was I'd get a motion, it'd be like a jet sweep kind of motion or like that. And I'd essentially go from being on the line to just doing a really long motion around the backside. The quarterback would get the ball. And then they did toward my strong side since I'm a lefty. So it'd be like a dead pitch to where I can get it and just zip it off the run.
That's goated. That is goated.
One thing in training camp, Peterson was like, "I can tell you like throwing on the run more than being like a pocket passer." Because anytime we were in drills or we did like team, there was times where I got first team reps in training camp. And it's like I didn't like the pocket at all. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like being in the pocket, but I can do it now that I've actually worked with people. Yeah. And I've understood how I am as a quarterback and like learned how to be a quarterback.
It's hard.
How to throw.
You gotta memorize all those plays too.
Oh, man, it's crazy. But like those beginning years, it was like I liked being outside the pocket because I knew I could zip it. I knew I could throw and zip. That's one thing I could do. I could spin her on the run. Yeah. And we had cones set up in training camp, and one of my best stories is like we did a drill where you had a 7-step drop, and then you climb in the pocket, and you'd hit the one cone, and you had to like plant and escape the pocket. So for the right-handed quarterbacks, it would be they drop, they'd come up, and then they'd plant, and then they'd escape on the back door, so their back was facing the field for a little bit. So the way I can draw it up is you're coming up here, boom, and then you pretty much do this number, and you flip out, and you throw it. Okay. For them, they're throwing kind of against their body. For me, I was throwing left. So what I did was I dropped 7 steps, I'd come up, and then I'd hit the plant, and they say escape. I escape, and I go around the cones, and I'd zip it. And like Coach was saying, every time I throw it on that left side, it's like if we were outside, that ball was a catch. It would be a catch because I'd just zip it, and it'd fly up, and you'd look at it, it'd go up, and then you'd see it come down. It's like, oh, that's the wall. I hit the wall, and then the guy would stop because it hit the wall. But yeah, it was some fun. I learned a lot playing semi-pro.
It sounds like a vibe, bro.
Yeah.
It sounds like a vibe.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because right before the pod, I had to go and get my knee looked at because I suffered an injury in the military. So unfortunately, this year, I am not playing. I'm not playing this year. I was going to play for the Blackjacks.
Yeah.
However, this year, due to a small meniscus tear and possibly more injuries, Doc did not clear me to play, so I will be behind the benches coaching.
Damn.
I'll be a teamers coach. I was a teamers guy my whole career, essentially. I was a teamers guy and a defensive guy.
Yeah.
And an offensive guy. So I'll be on teams again, or I'll be a teamers coach. Instead of being the teamers guy, I'll be the teamers coach this year. Mm-hmm. Next year, I think we're gonna try and compete for that starting job.
Shit. I hope you get it, man. I
hope
you do.
You know, working with all the quarterback coaches I got to work with in the military, those 3.5 years of my life were the best. Because I got to virtually connect with all these different coaches.
Yeah.
I tried to work with Jordan Palmer, the guy that trained Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
The guy that trained Trevor Lawrence, Tyler Van Dyke of the Badgers, all those guys that work with like the top draft picks. I reached out to them, we tried to get something going. Some guys didn't work with, some guys did. Mm-hmm. I mean, I worked with First Down Training for a little bit. That was all virtual based. I mean,
yeah,
it was good coaching. And I worked with QBIO. I worked with QB coach Mac from QBIO. That thing, I don't think they exist anymore. They might. I'd have to go on Instagram and see. But I worked with him for a little bit, and then I started working with Locked In QB. It's Austin and KJ Carter Samuels. Those guys.
Okay.
Those guys. If you want a quarterback coach, for all you young quarterbacks out there, go on Instagram, look up Locked In QB, and lock in with those guys. Those are the guys that you want to work with.
Okay.
Austin, he was Drew Lock's quarterback coach his whole time at Mizzou. In Missouri, I think that was his quarterback coach. I know he coached him for a couple of years at Mizzou because there's some, film and stuff that I have from those guys where they broke down a lot of Missouri clips because it was all Drew Lock and Austin was coaching there at the time. Mm-hmm. But, those are the guys that you got to find the people that work best for you. Like, I got to sit on a 30-minute call with Austin, and I talked about my journey and where I want to go. And I told him, like, some quarterback coaches, they tell you to throw over the top. He's like, and I was like, there's a thing, like, a lot of quarterback coaches talk about dissociation. And what I mean by that is, like, when you go to throw the ball, they want your hips to go opposite of your shoulders. So they want your hips to shoot through first.
Yeah.
And then as your hips shoot through, then this will all flow and you'll throw. I mean, I can't obviously do it all in this confined space. But,
give you a little tiny demonstration.
Yeah.
Basically,
I mean, everyone talks about dissociation, and the guys that locked in are like, you want your arm to move and flow with you because it's all rotational based. It's not stride forward because a lot of QB coaches teach you to stride. They tell you to put your foot, pick it up, plant it in front of you, point your toe at your target, and throw.
Yeah.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You want to keep your foot slightly closed when you throw, and you want to have your shoulders somewhat to your target. I mean, you can throw from anything. Look at Patrick Mahomes. As much as Chris Collinsworth glazes that man,
I can't stand that.
Look at
commentator.
He's like, oh, look at Mahomes. Every game, it's always Mahomes.
He's on his dick.
Like, every game, Chris Collinsworth brings Mahomes into it. But,
Dick
I mean,
rider.
look at him.
Professional dick rider.
Just watch his tape. Look at how he throws. He throws in all sorts of platforms. But the guys who really drove that is Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady at times. Like, look at Brett Favre. He's a gunslinger, near and dear. Like, whenever I was a younger Packers fan growing up and I watched Brett Favre, I knew one of two things were happening. An interception or a good pass for a touchdown. I knew those two things were happening.
He also leads the whole, he has a record of the most picks ever.
In the NFL, yeah.
Ever. Which is crazy. Still all-time great QB.
Oh, yeah.
All-time great.
I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Look
Yes.
his resume speaks.
Yes.
But, like, if you look at it, all of the coaches that I've talked to, they say look at different guys. And then because I'm a huge Rodgers guy, because he's the quarterback that I grew up watching, Rodgers is always going to be my quarterback. The guys locked in are like, look at Rodgers. We tell all of our quarterbacks, watch Rodgers. Because he's, by far, I think, even though he's old and he is kind of declining, he can still zip that ball pretty good.
He can, yeah.
He's probably one of the best throwers of the football in the NFL that we've seen ever, I think. That's my hot take. I think he's the best quarterback we've seen ever throw the ball. Maybe not his accolades, but throwing of the ball, I think he's the best one to do it. I think.
I honestly think it might be Dan Marino.
Yeah,
that man has a fucking rocket.
Too. Oh, yeah, Marino. I mean, Marino and Rodgers, they did a time test to see who has the fastest release in the NFL.
Yeah, Rodgers is fast with that shit.
Well, yeah, it's all wrist based.
Yeah.
Like the faster. So the way I learned is the faster you can get your front strike down, the faster you can get your hips through and your arms through, and your wrist flick. It's all there. Like the faster you get that front foot down, the faster you get the ball out. There's a reason why Rodgers gets that ball out in like 0.1 seconds. Like if you look at the snap to throw timer that they put on an NBC and like all these other places.
Yeah.
You look at it, it's like it doesn't even get to like not even 5 or 6 seconds, and Rodgers has the ball out within like 3 seconds.
But like the craziest thing is, it is kind of funny for me to see Rodgers kind of sucking now because he kind of did it to himself going to the Jets, which is the dumbest decision I ever seen someone do. Why?
I think Nathaniel Hackett played a role in that.
You think so?
They hired Nathaniel Hackett. Because as soon as Nathaniel Hackett went to Denver to be the head coach, there was links like, oh, Rodgers is going to leave the Packers for Denver because he's going to follow Nathaniel
I could have seen that. Yeah.
I could have seen that.
Yeah.
They went out and got Russell Wilson, and
that was dog shit.
We saw how that turned out. I mean, look.
Now he's good.
Oh, yeah, they cut him.
He's good now.
Cut him, and he's getting league minimum in Pittsburgh. He's literally getting $300,000 from Pittsburgh. And he's getting all this money from the Broncos because he's still on their books for God knows how long. So he's literally playing for free for Pittsburgh. And look at him, he's balling out.
Yeah.
I mean, both him and Justin Fields, they have over 5 wins each.
Yeah.
They both have over 5 wins each, and they both played 6 games.
But I think, back to the Rodgers thing, everyone thought he was going to be just like Tom Brady, getting into his 40s, getting the Super Bowl right away.
Yeah.
No, that was not the case.
As soon as the Rodgers thing broke, I think everything that I saw on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat from diehard Jets fans, and all the sports pages I follow.
They thought they were going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It was like, okay, so they got Rodgers now. They're going to the Super Bowl year 1.
Yeah.
What happens 3 plays in?
Out for the season.
Pops his Achilles. He goes out there looking nice with the flag in his hand on 9/11.
Yeah.
Pops his Achilles.
Yep, that was great. That was something.
Oh yeah, and then they struggle with what's his name? Milf Hunter boy. Zach Wilson.
Okay,
yeah.
Zach Wilson. Yeah.
And then they struggle with Timmy Boyle.
Yeah.
They struggle with Mike White because they brought him back.
Yeah, but even for this year, the Jets, they have a stacked team and they still suck ass.
Yeah. I mean, look at their receiver room. They got Devontae. They have Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
They got rid of Mike Williams. He went to Pittsburgh and he torched him.
Who the hell was a running back? I know it was a good dude.
They have Braylon Allen, Breece Hall.
Yeah, Breece Hall. Yeah,
Breece Hall is good.
He's a dog. Yet they still suck. It's crazy.
Braylon Allen was in there. which I wish Green Bay would have drafted him. Yeah.
But do you think after this year Rodgers is going to be done?
I think he might be done.
I think so too.
I think he's done.
I think so too.
If he isn't done, I can see him doing the Favre trifecta.
You think he's going to go to the Vikings?
I think he pulls a Favre and goes to the Vikings.
I don't think so. Dude, they already have Sam Darnold, which is crazy to say. He's
Danny
actually
Dimes.
good.
Danny Dimes. Don't forget Danny Dimes.
Ugh.
Danny Dimes on the practice squad.
Do you think Daniel Jones could be good?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We're back.
There it is.
We're
Yeah.
back.
We're back. Okay.
I'm just going to have to edit that shit out.
Yeah. So
40. No,
that.
yeah.
So to recapture what happened in that little break of technical errors, we're talking about Daniel Jones resurrecting his career. I think if he gets in the right system, I think he could be like Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Like look at Mac Jones. He was with the Patriots. Belly gets fired, and they have the new guy in there, and they don't like Mac Jones, so they get rid of him.
Yeah, he was
He
dog
goes
shit.
to Jacksonville, and look at him. And
He's doing pretty good.
He does decent in Jacksonville.
Decent.
And I saw a thing today that said Doug Peterson's system kills quarterbacks.
I believe
mean, look at Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was almost the MVP.
And
then he
shit
tore his
happened.
ACL.
Yep.
And then you get Nick Foles in there.
Goated.
You know, Big Dick Nick. He obviously goes. And that's what Dave Portnoy calls him from Barstool Sports. They call him Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick is crazy.
Yeah. Goes in there, wins Super Bowl MVP. And then he goes and signs a contract with the Bears. Or no, he starts the next season. Wentz comes off IR. He plays, because he's gotten back from ACL. And then they draft Jalen Hurts. And then...
Got lucky with that one.
Oh, yeah, they
got
hit
lucky
on
with
that
that one.
That was a good second round. That honestly, I
Got
thought he
lucky.
would have went in the first round, if I'm being honest. I didn't think all those quarterbacks before him would go. But they did that. And then Nick Foles signs a contract with the Bears, expecting to go in there and compete with Trubisky and Justin Fields. Who wins? Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And then they get rid of Trubisky. He goes to Buffalo.
Yep.
And then they bring in Andy Dalton. So you got Dalton, reigning Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles, Justin Fields. And then you watch Carson Wentz get benched in Green Bay during COVID while Rodgers is absolutely torching the shit out of him. Oh, man. That was a game.
That was
I think if Rodgers can find a way to get back to what he was during COVID, I think he could win another MVP, but I don't think
I don't know about that.
I mean, he can still play. He can't move
He is.
around.
He's still good. He's still
He
good,
can
but
move
he's
around.
not.
He can make the throws, but he just can't move around anymore.
That man is fragile.
Old.
He's a fragile being right there.
He is, yeah.
I still think he needs to call it quits, call it a career, because he's tarnishing his legacy right now.
Yeah, honestly, I think it comes down to what he does. We'll see, because obviously it's going to be a big piece in the offseason. What does Rodgers do?
Yeah,
because he's obviously. I think that if he's in his prime, like 2020, 2021, towards the end of his prime, I think if you put him up to Patrick Mahomes, I take Rodgers any day of the week. I take Rodgers any day of the week. Like 2-minute drill, 2 minutes. So let's put it this way. You're backed up at your own 20, 121 to go in the game, 2 minutes, you're in 2-minute drill, you have 121 left, you have to choose between Rodgers or Mahomes to win it. I'm taking Rodgers.
Are they both in their prime?
Both in their prime. I'm taking Rodgers.
Okay, I can see it.
I'm taking Rodgers because all Rodgers' career, he was with Mike McCarthy for over a decade.
Yeah.
And Mike McCarthy, he knew that offense inside and out. There's a reason why he didn't wear that big old wristband that he wears now. But I think in the prime of it, I'm taking Rodgers because he can run 2 minutes in his head. He can pretty much just create plays at the line. Like, if you watch the Bussin' with the Boys podcast and you listen to Robert Tunyon talk about playing with Rodgers, he's like, in 2-minute drill, no one knows what's going on. Aaron will bring back plays from like 2014 that no one knows about. And he'll teach it to you at the line, and you'll execute it, and then you just do it in the game.
That was insane.
And he's like, teams, when they prepare for us, when it comes to 2 minutes, teams can't prepare for whatever's going to happen because no one knows what's going to happen. It's something new every game.
And there's other QB that was always so great at 2-minute drills that doesn't get enough credit, I don't think, is Matthew Stafford, bro.
Oh, yeah, Stafford.
He actually is goated. No one gives him his roses.
I think Stafford, I think if you flip the roles and you put Stafford in Green Bay, Aaron in Detroit, I think Stafford would still be in Green Bay. If the roles were reversed,
I think Stafford would have got another Super Bowl.
And I think Green Bay would have won maybe another Super Bowl. I mean, we had an opportunity to go if we didn't, in 2016, we had a great run the table. 1 out.
Yeah.
Every single game. Get to Atlanta, get our shit kicked in. Like, I'm trying to make an analogy for it. We get our shit kicked in like Golden State did when they played the Bucks and lost their undefeated streak.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But I think if we would have won that game in Atlanta, went to the Super Bowl, we would have won another one.
Yeah, probably.
Jordy would have retired with another Super Bowl. He wouldn't have went to Oakland the next year.
Like, the Packers went, like, almost to the NFC Championship, like, almost 8 years in a row. Almost.
Yeah.
And they lost every single one. For some reason, yeah.
So many NFC Championship games, it's not even funny.
But I think their kryptonite is the 49ers, honestly. Yeah. Except this last game. But every single time they play the 49ers in the playoffs, they get their ass kicked.
That song that one Trap House Sports guy made, Fuck the 49ers, or whatever it's called. Hey, fuck the 49ers, fuck the 49ers. Yeah, no, that song, we got to play that this year. Yeah. So every year it'd be Fuck the Packers. The 49ers fans do the same to us.
It's insane. Whenever they play the Packers, it's always so crazy.
Oh, it's insane, dude.
But back to the Stafford thing. I honestly think if he would have left Detroit years ago,
he would have had multiple. He would have been
multiple.
He could compete for Brady, honestly.
Yeah.
If he would have left Detroit in his prime, like after their second or third 0-16 season.
Yeah.
If he would have went to Detroit, or he would have left Detroit, I should correct myself. If he would have left Detroit and went to another team, instant Super Bowl.
Or if Kelvin would have left Detroit, because a lot of people saying, if he didn't leave, imagine he went to the Patriots. Imagine he went to Green Bay.
Allegedly, Rodgers was trying to recruit him to Green Bay.
Imagine that duo.
Because every time they'd meet, he'd be like, come to Green Bay, bro. And he'd be like, maybe. And then, he did so much for that.
He was so special.
Megatron in his prime, the only times I've seen him shut down is by Charles Woodson. And that's that old man. That was when he was old and getting towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
Getting locked down by Woodson, that was... I mean, Amon-Ra was kind of quiet most of last night's game until he started heating up.
But I still think our best receiver ever is Calvin.
Oh,
I think he's... This might be a hot take. I think he's top 2 all time. I think it's Randy, then Calvin, then Rice. It might be a hot take.
He's in my top 5.
Yeah. Because, Rice wasn't really that fast, but he had great hands. Randy Moss.
Look what he did with both Montana and Young, though.
Yeah.
You got to take into account what he did with Montana and Young. And
he still has all the records.
Back there. I think the reason why we had the rules we have is because of that 2009-2010 Pittsburgh defense. Those dudes were dogs. And Brian Dawkins, too, in Philly. Dude, X. Weapon X.
Yeah.
If you watch him hit, oh my.
Yeah, that man's crazy.
I would cry if I got hit like that.
Dude, I got hit by, at West, I got hit by Brandon Dudley and, Jason Wright. Dude, there was, this drill. Okay, those tackle dummies that you get for, any high school thing, you have to, tackle it? We had this drill where, you put, a football on top of the dummy, and you have Brandon Dudley on the left. He was, our, star running back at the time. You had Jason Wright, this defensive tackle, the defensive menace.
Oh, yeah.
That man, benched, I shit you not, 500-some pounds.
Didn't he squat,
1,000? 600, 700? Bro.
He deadlifted, 1,000 pounds.
Lift it like it was nothing. I'm not glazing him. He was actually that good.
He was a dog.
Yeah, he was. They wanted me. Okay, the goal was for me to get this ball off the dummy. Brandon Dudley's on the left. Jason's on the right. I'm supposed to go through it to get the dummy, like get the ball. I'm like, okay. You know how little I am? I'm a little dude. Okay, I'm little. I'm a stick dude. How do you think I'm gonna get through a dude that's damn near like 300 pounds?
Yeah.
You know what happened? I got my ass lit up. I couldn't see shit, bro. I got popped.
You could hear the
It was on my ass.
You could hear the crack, couldn't you?
Dude, I couldn't breathe. I got winded.
That's a good hit.
I got flattened.
Yeah.
How do they think one man could take on two people? My size. Didn't happen.
You'd be surprised what people can do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was a freaking corner. Bro, I can't attack, a DT.
Yeah.
But
dude, looking back on all my football memories, I loved my time at West. Like,
it was a vibe.
It was a vibe, and it was an honor to be a captain there. My senior year, it was an honor to be one of the captains. That was fun. Being on a leadership team was also fun.
Yeah.
We decided what we got to do as a team, and the group of guys, we meet up with coach and we decide everything. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we would have won more games, it would have been even better.
It'd be more fun.
Just the stories, the locker room stories, and all the crazy things that happened. It was, man.
Did you ever play for Franklin?
I did. I played quarterback at Franklin.
I feel like if we had, Callaway and Dart at West.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we would have did some damage.
I played when Kehoe was coaching too.
Yeah,
so
me too.
Kehoe was the coach of the 8th grade. Dart was the coach of the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And
Callaway, I think, was offense, and Dart was defense.
So Callaway joined the coaching staff in the 8th grade year, and he was.
Callaway had some good freaking schemes, bro. Like,
honestly, if they fire the coaches at West. God, I mean, I've seen Coach Brusso coach, and I like his coaching. I like the staff he has. But, if they end up firing him, I think they bring up Callaway and Dart.
Dude, if they brought them in...
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I loved how they did the practices. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did hate those 110s things. Like, they're called 110s, where you're supposed to sprint, like, the whole field and back.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone hated that. I loved it. I don't know why. I just loved it. I loved the experience,
They didn't do suicides. We didn't do suicides. We did some snakes.
Yeah.
We'd snake every 5 yards, and then...
What was it, like the inchworm? I remember the inchworms.
Yeah, inchworms.
Yeah, but, like, they didn't overwork us before a game like West did,
No.
Everyone got to play.
Yeah, everyone touched the field.
He didn't play favorites. That's the one thing coaches need to understand at the end of the day. Don't play favorites.
Yeah, I know.
Play everybody. You don't know what you got till you do it.
My senior year, they had a lot of favorites, but, like, my 7th grade year, I was a quarterback in Franklin. So I was under center, and, like, they literally taught me how to hand the ball off. I think Monagle was there. Mm-hmm. I think Monagle was a coach 7th grade year. I don't remember who was the coach 7th grade year, but I don't remember all my coaches, but I remember learning, that's where I truly learned, like, how the handoff works from under center. The center to snap, the whole thing with that. I learned that, and I learned the steps on how to hand the ball off and do a ball fake. And, I wore 12 that year. Everyone's like, oh, Aaron Rodgers. It was like, I just wore 12 because someone took 8, and 8 was my number. Mm-hmm. The first time I got to wear 8 was senior year. Mm-hmm. That's the only time I wore 8 in my career because everyone would take 8, and 8 was always my number.
And, like, y'all had, like, a good team, too. Y'all had, like, Tequila at running back. You remember him?
No.
You don't remember? His nickname was Juice. That man, I want to compare him to, like, maybe like Adrian Peterson, honestly.
I know our running backs, my senior year, were Kislam and Chong.
You had Kislam as running back?
Kislam was running back.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
That was a big boy.
Want to get in front of that, dude.
If you guys don't know, like, the size of this man, picture... If you look up maybe like Jerome Bettis, that type of big dude.
Oh,
he's basically like him.
When he'd go downhill, you would not want to be.
Yeah, your ass is getting trucked.
When I came back East week, Saharsky threw me in. He said, "You're going in as quarterback," but really I was just a lead blocker. It was a direct snap to Kislam, and I was just a lead blocker. And man, he got a break, and we were going to score points at the end of the game. That the refs kind of hoed us in that game, the East game, because we were like, we're making a charge to get some points.
Yeah.
And like, I was lead blocker. I had one good block, and then Kizom's like, he called for me and was like, where do I go? And I was like, come behind me. I gave him this. I literally gave him this mid-run. I did this.
Mm-hmm.
And I cracked the one dude, and then he cuts behind me. He goes midfield, and he keeps charging. We're at maybe I'd say like the 45.
Yeah.
And we have like 10 seconds to go, and the ref takes his sweet time getting the ball in place, and we're trying to like snap a ball. We're trying to get like a timeout or something. And we didn't even get to snap the last play. The last play was going to be the same thing. Literally direct snap to Kizlom. Take it off. Essentially what we were doing is going towards the away benches and the away fans towards us, because it was also whiteout themed apparently. They did whiteout theme at They did whiteout theme at East, which is the most mind-boggling thing. You'd think they do all these themes
at good schools.
At home.
Or
like, at home. Yeah. We do all these like theme things at home.
Yeah.
But direct snap to Kizlom was going to be the next play, and we were going to take it the same way. We knew we were going to beat him.
Yeah.
And we knew that I was good. I knew personally I was going to get another good crack block on someone, or not a crack block per se, but I was going to get a good lead block.
But yeah,
it was fun.
That was the time to be alive, basically.
Yeah.
But I think I might wrap this up.
Yeah.
But I really do think the Lions will get really far this year. I honestly think they'll get to the same spot they were. I can't wait till they play the 49ers. It's going to be belt to ass. I just know it.
I think KC doesn't three-peat.
You don't think KC three-peats?
KC doesn't three-peat this year. I think my dark horse, I mean, if I'm being real, I think the Packers. I personally think the Packers will make it all the way, but my backup is that I think the Lions finally get their first.
You think they finally get their first ring?
I think, because I'm a huge fan of it, Motor City Dan Campbell. As
Pat
McAfee calls him, MCDC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan.
Nuts of steel, no homo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Diddy.
But, no Diddy.
I think Motor City Dan Campbell can do something with that team.
That man needs a statue one day. If he gets a ring, he's getting a statue.
If they don't make it in the NFC, I think Philly or, my dark horse is going to be Tampa.
Tampa's crazy.
Like,
they're
I think Baker can cook.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, he got me almost 60 fantasy points 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So if Green Bay doesn't make it, if Detroit doesn't make it, I think Tampa is the dark horse for me to go all the way.
Yeah.
And I think in the AFC,
I think the Bills might be a lock for me. If the Chiefs don't make it, the Bills are winning.
The way I see it is, I don't think the Chiefs are going to do it. Either the Bills or the Ravens, for me, are going to go.
I just want the Chiefs out. If the Chiefs are out, I'm happy.
Yeah, I think everyone celebrates.
Yeah. America wins when the Chiefs lose.
Yeah, I think so. I mean...
That's my prediction. I honestly think the Lions will beat the Bills.
No, I think
they will. But it's going to be fucking close.
It's going to be a slugfest.
It's going to be so
I think it's going to be a
close.
slugfest. If the Super Bowl goes Bills, Lions, I think it's a slugfest. But I think the Bills win it with a Josh Allen bomb.
They probably.
Because, I mean, look who he's got in his corner now. His newly engaged self has Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Or Haley Steinfeld, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
For all of you people who watched the movies with Haley Steinfeld, I think she was in a couple Marvel movies.
I think she was in like the Hawkeye show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you gentlemen out there like myself who thought Haley Steinfeld would be on the market forever. Unfortunately, hey, Sydney Sweeney, Sabrina Carpenter's back. She's out there now, boys. If you guys want Sabrina. But honestly, I think the Bills win the Super Bowl.
You think they get their first? If it's a Lions-Bills Super Bowl, that'd be crazy. First ring, regardless.
Yeah, first ring for either team, but I think the Bills win it. If it's Lions-Bills, I think the Bills win it.
So if the Lions beat the Bills this upcoming week, what do you think? You think the Lions are going to win the whole thing? If they beat the Bills?
I don't know.
Do you think so?
I think they make a strong competition for it.
Yeah.
I think they do make a strong competing argument that they're going to win the whole thing.
I think they'll determine how good the Lions really are.
Yeah.
That game.
Yeah,
against
100%.
the Bills. That's about it.
We'll see what the Lions are made of, because the Bills are also some dogs.
They are.
They're some dogs.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay. And I think that might be it. Thanks for being on the podcast, bro.
It was an honor. It was definitely an honor.
Man. And I'll see you guys in the new one, in the next one. And just a reminder, I have this podcast on YouTube as well. The same thing, called Odd Topic. I'm gonna try and post every Tuesday. that I can, because sometimes, can't get someone. But got a lot of cool stuff in the future. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Bro,